What's up, man?
Yeah.
How was your D&D night?
It was fun. It lasted just a wee bit longer than I thought it was going to. So I DM my own campaign, and I've been running this campaign for like going on 3 years now.
Nice.
Um, Someone in the party had an inkling of an idea they wanted to run their own thing, so we chose a night. Tonight was the night. Session zero, made our characters and jumped into it a little bit. And actually made a decent amount of progress. Story's interesting. Lots of laughs. I made guac. That's what it's all about.
There you go. That's awesome, man. Well, while you were off fighting the evils of the world, I tried to watch the slop that was the Hall of Fame game.
Ooh, how was that?
Well, it's funny. I know we talked a little bit about it last week, but dude, watching that, you would think the NFL's in full swing, and
Okay.
even though you don't know most of the players on the field, right? Unless you're, a real psycho like Weitzner, and the undrafted free agents. But I'll give you the quarterbacks are really the ones who stuck out to me. But Chargers won 33-7 over the Lions. But starring for the LA Chargers, Trey Lance, who threw two
Two
tutties,
TDs. Okay.
two TDs, yeah. And then both quarterbacks for the Lions, which I thought was super interesting. Hendon Hooker, former Tennessee legend himself, and actually, I guess he was the backup for came in for Trey Lance, but DJU got on the last drive in the fourth quarter too.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like I said, unless you're like a true fan of those two teams, it was just interesting seeing these names come across. I'm like, oh yeah, they had good college careers, even if they weren't like highly drafted or anything, but still fun to see them in an NFL game. But yeah, the rest of the game was not great. There was a really cool interception in the last drive of the game, but most of those guys won't even make the roster. But I say all that to say I looked up the ticket price to see how much it would be to get into the Hall of Fame game. Do you want to hit me with a little Price is Right?
I'm gonna hit you with something like
This is
40,
this is this is to get in the door. Yeah, yeah, cheapest ticket.
46 and change plus tax.
Now, the only consideration I'll give you is I think the stadium only holds, I think it's like 10K. So it
So,
is less people.
so
So
well,
cheapest
big guy.
ticket was it made
Go
it
ahead.
more expensive, $75. And I don't know, man.
I don't know
You've
if I'd
got to
pay
be
that.
you've got to be real deep in those weeds to want to go pay that to and I don't know. I had a buddy who did go a couple years ago, big Cowboys fan, and like made it like a whole family excursion. Uh, the whole family was big fans. They ended up going and they made a whole weekend of it. And they coincidentally stayed at a hotel that I guess some of the Cowboy alumni were staying at. So they got to meet some of them at like the hotel bar. So it turns into a cool story. But then I'm like, yeah, how much you pay for the game? He was like, oh, like $200 easy per ticket. Like, what? You don't you don't know the guys who were on the field. But again, that's just me. I, if I'm going to pay that money, like, give me to a good game.
Like, so I'm going to Cincinnati for my cousin's wedding, and coincidentally, the Bengals play the Steelers Thursday night.
That's a yeah, exactly, great game.
I just paid that much for that ticket.
But 200?
Yep, 200
Yeah,
a head.
but that to
I feel like
me,
that's worth it. In
division
conference,
rival, Thursday
yeah,
night,
division rival,
yeah,
yeah,
prime
Thursday night
time.
football. Like, happens to be the weekend I'm going there, so like if I can get a ticket, I'm gonna get it. So that's why I spent a little bit more than maybe I normally would. But I'm not spending that to go watch Lance and
God,
DJU.
no.
I mean, maybe a little biased. I just watched DJU last season, a couple seasons ago.
I was gonna say you probably saw some Hendon Hooker
I
too.
saw
Like,
yeah, too much DJU in my opinion, but whatever.
I I don't know. I just yeah, that's one of those things. And I think what's so interesting is because it's preseason, right? There's really no comp for it. Like the NBA, if you're gonna go for a preseason game, like it's just cheaper, but it's the same thing, right? We're looking at maybe doing a fall trip to go up to the Northeast to go see the leaves, and it just so happens that the Rangers are going to be in Boston for the last preseason game. So Rangers Bruins, and I'm like, huh. Again, like, okay, conference rival, division rival, a game that normally in the regular season that's $150 game to get in. Granted, Boston they had a bad season last year, but and so did the Rangers. But like $45 or $50 to get in. That's easy. So I know that ticket prices have become a theme here as we talked about it with soccer early in the summer, but it just blows my mind sometimes how much they can charge.
And people pay it. So next year when it comes around this time, they'll be like, "Oh, well,
It's
we
true.
sold this many tickets at this price. We can do that again."
Yeah, and if we increase the fees by $1, they won't even notice. Well, so yeah, that was the first thing. Obviously, that was just on, but the the only two things that I was thinking about it. I think next week and the week after, now that we are officially in football country, I think I want to do some conference previews. Originally, I thought about going like by division, but that takes way too long. So I think we'll just go by conference and kind of give every team like a minute or 2 minutes. And of course, Michael will turn that into half an hour, but I figured he would be the expert to have on. Um, so you wanna go AFC or NFC first? Unless you choose.
Ooh, that's tough. My Bucks here, local NFC, but then I got the Bengals AFC. Let's go NFC. I have
NFC next week?
less. Yeah, I have less. Well, NFC first. I have less like
Yeah.
tie to there. So
Okay. We'll do NFC next week, AFC the week after. It's a little back to back. But that gives you some time. I'll have to dust off my old reviews of some of these teams, who I
I have
have
to
not read anything about since December.
make myself a Quizlet because I'll just I don't. I said this on a on a previous cast. I am not 100% on my NFC and AFC teams, which is brutal.
Okay, but like
Brutal.
I
But
said, Michael will carry. I'm fine. I'm okay with
yes,
that.
yes, he's got me.
He'll tell you who just had a child. He'll tell you everything. So, okay, well that'll be the next 2 weeks. The There's a lot going on. Today was trade deadline for baseball. Like I said, a Hall of Fame game was today. The only real, well, one real life story, and then there's only one other thing that I had. But the first one, and it's a little late because it happened last week. But did you see the story about the little leaguer with the bat flip?
Did he get like? Did he get kicked out of the game?
Yeah.
Yes, I
Okay.
saw highlights of it.
So yeah, elementary school. I think the kid's like 10 or 11 years old, like crazy. But yeah, the whole story goes they're playing. It wasn't. They're not quite at the little league, like the World Series yet, but it's qualifiers, right? So kid hits a home run, does this bat flip. Great bat flip, by the way. Like that's the highlight for me. And as he's rounding home plate, umpire comes and kicks him out of the game, and they go to continue with the game. Team wins, and before I guess the game wasn't the next day. I think it was the day after for like the following round. They were told like, hey, he's going to be out. Like he's going to be suspended for the game
Kidding.
because for unsportsmanlike conduct. And the parents, being parents
Yeah.
of today, filed a lawsuit for a temporary restraining order to basically like postpone that decision to allow him to play in the next game. And they ended up winning
Hell yeah.
and
Hell
contacted
yeah.
like Little League, like the organization, and they got it overturned. The kid got to go play. Like it's this cool like rah rah, yay for the kids. Granted that their team did lose 10-0 the next game, so they're out. But uh, I you were a multi-sport athlete. I'd love to like your opinion on that.
So
Unless on like the parent side, but more on like the kid side, right?
yeah, yeah. So there is a line, right, between celebration and unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, I will say I did just watch the clip. He flipped that bat pretty high in the air. I don't think height of bat flip matters, though. Just saying.
I think the
Like
only
it was a
consideration would be
legendary
if there
bat
was
flip.
somebody there. Like if you're
Like
flipping it like near an opponent.
in someone, yeah, if it was like directed towards an opponent, you like do the thing where you grab the butt of the bat and flip it towards the pitcher. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's
Or
I
or
think
right up right above home plate where the catcher is.
right, like there's a line there, but he bat flipped it down the first base line. No one's even close. He's not taunting. I just briefly watched a clip. It's a minute long. He's not taunting the players as he's rounding the bases. I think that's a situation where, hey, don't get yoked as a pitcher.
Don't give
You
up
see,
the home run.
yeah, you see the videos of the pitchers in the MLB, they get pissed off and they're like pointing at the batter and they're cursing and they're say, hey, man, sorry. He had your number on that pitch. Like, it is what it is. It happens every day. You can be mad, but I don't think it deserves a suspension, in my opinion. In no way.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Again, unless the player is bat flipping and then he's throwing up double bird to the pitcher and then smacking the first baseman's ass on the way, like that, that's unsportsmanlike conduct. But the
That's how
bat
you get a
flip and the
contract to play
clapping,
for a team.
well, for sure, that's how you sign with the minors as a 12-year-old. But I think, he flips the bat, he celebrates a little bit, you're hyped. It was a playoff game, yeah, right? Because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
lost and they're out.
Whether
Yeah, it
it's
was a playoff
elimination games,
game.
yeah.
Like, yeah, show some emotion, have some passion. That's what sports are for,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
couldn't agree more. I think the other thing is like, and again, I don't watch Little League baseball, but that's kind of hard to hit a home run as like a 10, 11-year-old.
I
So
that's one of there's things you can do in sport. We talked about it. We've talked about it before. What's harder to do? Score a touchdown, score a goal in hockey, score a goal in soccer, hit a home run, dunk, right?
yeah,
I never played hockey, so I've never had the chance to score a goal in hockey, so I don't know, but I played baseball. I never hit a home run. I've dunked, I've scored touchdowns, I've scored goals in soccer. I've never hit a home run. So
it
that
just seems like something that's like, yeah, man, celebrate. Like that's awesome.
absolutely.
But yeah, I think the two like tangents that have brought me to that. So I was thinking about it because I think it happened last Friday or last Saturday, and then the news kind of picked up the story over the weekend. But the only reason, or I shouldn't say the only reason, what they cited to have it overturned was that the Little League World Series, which is the same organization, was like had posted multiple social media clips like hyping up bat flips in their tournaments of like, hey man, look at that, that's so cool. And I think the only thing that it brings me to from like I guess like a sportsmanship, like I remember watching baseball, I would even say as late as the early 2010s, but like the 2000s or like late 90s baseball, somebody does that, you're getting a fastball in the ribs. And I'm so glad that that's no longer the sport. And maybe that makes me sound like such a millennial. but messing with people's health like that over, like you said, don't give up the home run. Like, be
Yeah,
better.
don't give up the home. Be better. I know pitching isn't easy. Hitting's not easy either. And you got stroked on a hit. That's on you. There's no one else out there throwing that ball other than you. So get pissed off at yourself and move
And do
on.
better. Yeah, right.
Yeah, move on. Don't be the don't it's the same thing as getting posterized in basketball.
Right. You don't just come down and just hack them next time.
Oh, this is about to be a clip, one way or another. I'm blocking or I'm getting posted.
Or get out of
And
the way.
yep, or get out of the way.
You see that that's happened so often now. Guys just they won't even go for the block because they don't even want to try it.
No.
Even if there's a chance of them like making contact, they're like, it's not worth it. I don't want to
Mm.
see that on Instagram tonight.
Actually, that's Braun, that's Wimby, that's Durant. He gets
I'm gonna
those.
pass.
We're
Yeah.
gonna give him those. Yeah, he gets those.
Um. Okay. Then the only other thing that I had that I was thinking, speaking of basketball, was so Braun's coming back year 23. Have you been reading like the Luca stuff?
I have not been reading it. I did see a recent physique update on him, and
Yeah.
he's looking
So
fit,
he's looking. Yeah.
which is
He
dangerous.
is on the cover of GQ as like Luca is getting in shape, kind of like you said, like that's like the story. So my question to you is Luca like a top 5 MVP candidate this year?
Um,
I guess in his ceiling, right? If everything goes how he would want it to.
without a doubt, yeah. I think we saw what kind of role at least LeBron was trying to play when they added Luca, and I think then you got to remember they added Luca way late in the season. And so he had a little bit of time to kind of feel out his role and try to compete in the playoffs, and it just didn't pan out. I think now that he's had training with these guys and could potentially take over this team with LeBron as like a teacher or like an over the shoulder sort of thing, a
Mentor,
preceptor
yeah.
if he must. Yeah, um, absolutely.
Yeah, because that's I mean, knowing it's ESPN and whatever else, like clearly they want to talk about the Lakers, but that that's gonna be a storyline all year.
Yeah,
Is yeah, Luca's he's at the beach and he's eating keto or he's having acai bowls or whatever. It's gonna be every day you're gonna hear something new. But I curious to see what happens. Like they've added some interesting pieces. And I know we did our rankings, but the Lakers are a playoff team. How far they decide to go is kind of up to Braun and Luca.
again, I don't think it's going to be hard. LeBron already has a knack for putting people in the right spots at the right time, and Luca has a knack for magic.
True.
So I think you combine those two, and you've got a dangerous combo we were maybe expecting to seeing at the end of last year, but probably a little too soon, honestly. And
I mean, yeah, give him time to practice and figure it out. And also, there were no role players last year that could help besides like Reeves, who has had some moments, but they're trying to build around those two, which I give them credit. There's something. It's more than they had the last 2 years. Now, like you said, everybody stays healthy. We'll see. And then the only other thing I saw, which happened today, actually. So Knicks finalized Mikal Bridges' extension, 4 years, 150. Is that too much? And I know again,
yeah,
I could talk myself into it because I'm a fan, but I need a neutral's opinion here.
well, I was gonna try to reflect it back at you and say, as a Knicks fan, do you think that's too much? I mean, I think They're bolstering their team that just made it to the conference finals. I think you got, and maybe I'm thinking too much of other teams, but again, the two, one team that was the top the whole time, number two, and then another team that made it to the finals. They just lost their main guy, and their main guy is going to be out for at least a
The
year,
year, yeah.
probably realistically two, before they're back to full, if they get back to full health and ceiling, right? Um, so to
Yeah, that's
me, this
fair.
is like, hey, we just made it there. We're gonna pay you a little bit more. Hope we get a little bit more out of this guy. And why can't we make it there again? So
Hmm.
you keep the same core squad. Say, hey, we trust. It was unfortunate that those Eastern Conference Finals, but we got faith that you guys can do it again.
Yeah, I think those are all good points. I think the thing for me is also you gave up. I mean, you traded all the draft capital for him, right? So you can't not pay him. Like that was to me, it's almost like you were put into a bad spot. You had to do it. And not that I guess I say bad spot. It's not that it wasn't warranted. Like he's a all-star level player in his own right who's going to be making 30, I think it's like 36 or 37 million a year, which is fine. I think for me, if you told me that that's how much you were going to pay for for Joe Blow, I would hope that he would be either elite defense, an elite passer, a ball handler, and I don't know like what is I like him. He seems like a good guy, but like what does he bring to the team that like separates him and makes him worth that? That I don't know. That's what I'm missing. I think.
I mean, I'm reading this article here. He was third in the league. Hold on, am I reading this right? Yeah, third in the league in field goal percentage.
What?
Behind behind Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
What was his field goal percentage? 48.
Mm, it doesn't list it, but I could find that. Hold on.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't. And I know he's an Iron Man, right? So he'll play in every game. That's what he does. He's never hurt, never really injured. Plays above average defense. He can score, but he kind of had a downturn last year. But like that's is that worth 30, like 37 mil? That part I don't know. But I don't think the Knicks had a choice. Right? If you're gonna trade for him, you assume you're gonna pay for him. It's just interesting because that doesn't really give us a lot of like roster flexibility to add anybody else. So you're to your point, you're kind of locked in with the guys you got, and that part worries me.
You were worried about being locked into the guys you got that just made it to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes, and what I mean by that is you you don't have the flexibility to add a piece to like okay, and let me put it this way. You made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. If you were to make it again, right, the assumption is that you're better, they have another year, or there's a new coach, maybe you can add a couple pieces, but there's no player you're trading for or drafting or adding for through free agency to like push the ceiling higher because you're out of money.
Yeah.
That's my point. So is there not that I know Durant kind of got floated for a little bit. I don't know if he would have helped either. But is there somebody out there that you could have spent that draft capital on and that money on to push our ceiling higher than Mikal Bridges? And I don't know right now, but like, why not? Imagine if the Knicks had traded for Luca. Imagine if it was the instead
Yeah.
of let's say instead of Cat, right? If it's DiVincenzo and Randall and a first round pick. and you've got Luca and Jalen as your back. Are you kidding me? That to me, that says like championship aspirations. And I like Cat. I really do. I actually think Cat's gonna be. He's been a great fit. I just are they trusting the power of friendship too much with the Villanova boys? Because like I read an interesting piece that talked about like they should look at trading Josh Hart, who I adore, because he's like grit and grind, and he is like I'm gonna do everything on the court no matter what my body's like the toll is. But he doesn't score more than 10 points a game. He isn't the best passer. Plays great defense and he's a great hustle guy. But like you almost need more than that when you're now competing with the top two, three teams in the conference. And I
Well,
think
and then
that's my
you
problem.
gotta look at the West too. Like, hey, you have to win your conference, yeah, but then you gotta go play those giants over there.
I don't care if we I don't need a title. Make it to the finals. I'm good. Genuinely. That is success to me. Doing something that this franchise hasn't been able to do in 26 years. Just like the same way about like the Jets would be the same way. Like get there first. The Mets made it in 15 and then they were in the NLCS last year. So the pressure's kind of on them. Okay, now you have to go and compete. That's why the Mets have been so aggressive in this trade market as a first place team because it's like, hey man, like if this is our window, it's we got to make a move. And I don't know if the Knicks are see this as their window. Well, I'll flip it back on you. What teams right now are in their championship window?
Oh, I mean, OKC goes without saying.
Sure, I think there's just open and it's going to be open for a minute. I
Yep.
think they just like blew a hole in their window.
I think Cleveland is there.
Okay,
Um, the Nuggets still have a chance.
I would agree. Nuggets is open.
I think Lakers have a chance.
Really, as a contender.
Uh, let's see how this Luca physique goes, but I'm gonna
Okay,
say, yeah, they've got
okay,
a chance to be in the Western Conference Finals.
okay. Fair enough.
So, if you consider that a championship contender, top four teams, maybe, Final Four, so to speak. Um, who else in the West?
I mean, the Clippers are making moves. Houston's been trying to make some moves. Um, like okay, Golden State. I would say their window closed probably 2 years ago.
I think so.
Championship,
Uh,
right? They're still a competitive team.
yes, they're still a competitive team. They might sneak into the Western Conference Finals.
Sure, sure, sure.
There's there's a timeline where they do that. But I think as far as championship caliber goes, I think it's closed, if not closing, and it being closed even further this past season.
Yeah, I think that there was a chance to inject some life with Jimmy, and I think
Yes, and
that might have put some WD-40 on the window. But
we got Jimmy late too. So
true,
I'm
yeah,
not counting us out this year. Maybe same thing happens, right? Like with
yeah.
Luca.
Except Luca's 28 and Jimmy's 38.
That's also very true. So I think the Warriors is closed and closing. I will have them getting past the first round so long as they still have Steph Curry.
Of course,
Um,
yes, as is
second
tradition.
round, second round's going to be a coin flip, depending on
Yeah,
who we play and what's going on. So I think realistically, you're looking at OKC, the Nuggets, possibly the Lakers, and then out of the East.
Minnesota.
Yes, okay, that's the other team I was leaving out, Minnesota. Um, and then over on the East, you got just the Knicks and the
Cavs.
Cavs right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what about Houston? Forgot about them too.
I didn't. I don't have faith in Houston basketball yet. I think their window, perceivably to me, was Game 7 versus the Warriors in 15.
That's fair. Even and the only counter I'll offer is does the tr does making the trade for KD force that window?
WD-40, just like Jimmy Butler.
Okay. Okay. So potential, but maybe not.
Yep,
Okay.
WD-40 with the little red straw they give you attached to it. You didn't lose it. You kept it taped to the bottle. You stick it in there. That's KD.
And it's not like
Because
a good bottle of WD-40 either. It's the one that your dad had for 20 years that there's still a little life in it, but
yeah, you shake it rigorous enough, it'll be fine.
yeah, I think I agree. I don't think there's any glaring omissions. I think the only thing I would offer is the Bucks. Are they done? Because you tried the Dame experiment, didn't work. You did just get Miles Turner though. And when the Bucks were super successful and won their championship, they essentially had a Brooke Lopez who could do some work underneath. I'm
think
not again. I don't know. I'm offering.
I think their door's closed. They just have a small window in it, and so they can look in.
Oh,
Unfortunately
okay.
for the Bucks.
I mean that's fair though. Like those are the teams that are okay. And I offer you this: the teams that are talked about that we just talked about, barring maybe the Nuggets. I think they're only on this list because of Joker, but
Yes.
for everybody else, like they are recognizing that they're currently in that window and they're trying to do some things to like improve and get better about it. And I feel like the only one that isn't is the Knicks. They're just like, oh well, we're here, so we're just gonna run it back, and that confuses me. That's all.
I mean, sometimes a salty run back is what you need.
True. Yeah. I mean, I don't, and we'll do have to do our previews when we get closer to the season, but I don't think anybody's getting close to OKC.
No.
Like truly, like OKC might push for that Golden State record for regular season.
The 73 and 9.
I'm just saying, man.
I think it's possible. I think they got to focus up though, because they're gonna have a target on their back the entire season. Every team on their schedule is gonna mark it because that's the defending
But
champs.
Golden State did too, though.
That's true.
And you think it's a bunch of young guys who have all played together for a couple years, who are entering their primes. Like there might just be enough talent and camaraderie that they could make it work. Again, I don't think they're a lock. We'll have. I'm sure when Vegas does the odds, it'll probably be 68 to 70 games though that they're going to be projected to win. Look it up right now. What was their win total last year? Were they 60? They might have been 67 last year.
Moving to it.
67 and 15 sounds right.
68 and
68.
14.
Okay.
So very close.
So you're telling me a team that turned it on, you saw the best of them in the playoffs. Like you said, if they all do bring that focus consistently, of course, because of, I guess 82 games is a lot. I could see them. I could see that. But hey, maybe they don't want that record because, as we know, Golden State lost. So,
And
hmm.
OKC Vegas like win odds, but I found a 2026 NBA championship odds. And do you want to guess the order? Top five?
Oh,
I'll tell you
OKC's
two.
one.
Yep, OKC's one. 2 through 5 are tied, but I think this order makes sense that it's listed.
Okay. How many Eastern Conference teams? Two?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm gonna, yeah, obviously OKC one. I think
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Cleveland at
While the
two.
odds are tied, technically you'd be right, but they are not listed.
Hmm.
Cleveland is listed at 3.
Okay. Okay. Then I'm gonna go. I hope it's. Is it LA?
No,
Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. I was really hoping it wasn't. Um. Is it Minnesota?
no, not on the list.
Would that see that not on the list surprises me a little bit. I'm sure the Knicks are 4 or 5.
No.
Knicks are not on the list either.
Knicks are on the list, just not at 4 or 5.
Are you? Are they two?
They're 2.
No. No. Someone's wrong. No. No. No.
Now,
No. No.
granted, okay, again, all these odds, so OKC is plus 275. 2 through 4 are plus 750.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're
Well, that's
tied.
obviously a
They're
huge
tied.
gap. Okay. Well, it's Knicks and Cavs, and then I would say it's Houston and Denver.
Correct, correct. Yep.
Yeah.
So they have it listed right now. OKC, Knicks, Cavs, Rockets, Nuggets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We, which is fine. Again, I don't. I know we've talked about this. I'm new to this world of expectations for New York and how they're gonna respond to it and not just being the plucky underdog that like comes out of the Boston series when they shouldn't have because of an injury. Well, I say because of an injury, we did outplay them for the games, but I don't know. I I fully expect it to be OKC beginning, middle, and end. But you do have to have an Eastern Conference champ. Like that would be fun. The Bing Bong makes its way all the way to the finals. Okay, let me offer you this.
Yeah.
What would have to go right? Again, this is just me and my delusions here. What would have to go right for the Knicks to beat OKC in the finals?
Um,
That was a long pause.
that no, that was a. I'm sorry. That was my chess brain thinking through several different alleys at the same time, but in silence.
I mean, barring a horrific but non-lethal plane crash for OKC.
That yeah. So that first things first. I'm assuming health out of the question. This is NBA 2K. You're turning off fatigue.
And
You're turning
injuries, yeah.
off injuries. Yeah, you're doing all that. Um, I think based off last season, I mean, you obviously can't let SGA get to the foul line.
True.
Like, so you have to somehow limit your fouls, especially on him. And then I'm taking a look at their
Well,
stats.
we were a team that yeah, we really struggle with fouls
Right. So
uh
you got to clean that
against
up.
Indiana. Yeah.
Oh, my mouse died. That's unfortunate.
I don't know.
I
I'm sitting here thinking about it.
I mean, how does the talent match up? I feel like the talent matches up fine. You guys have got stars, they've got stars. Like, I'm not super
Yeah,
afraid of Chet. I'm not super afraid of Caruso. Like, those just happen to be role playing guys that, I mean, maybe not so much Chet, but
I was gonna say Chet's bona fide. I don't know,
yeah,
it's superstar, but all star.
yeah, no, all star for sure. But you got you're all star versus all star there. You've got Cat,
True,
so you're hoping
true.
Cat can play better than Chet.
And
And
the only thing that we got him back from injury late was Mitchell Robinson. Like a full season of healthy Mitch Rob, like that makes a difference.
yes, for chemistry, for morale, like
He's our best rim defender.
yeah, because it ultimately comes down to one or two plays. These
Yes.
games are so back and forth. You have one or two plays where everything clicks and
Or like
you're
you said, foul trouble, or maybe there's something else. But
mhm.
yeah, that's fair.
So I think it would be a very interesting game to watch. And it's just whose playmakers, whose all-stars are ice cold, ice water
Hmm.
things.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's a fun season. But man, if the Knicks get hot, you're not going to hear the end of it from me.
Oh, and I expect that 100%.
Um, well, that's what I got. Like I said, a whole bunch of baseball stuff happened, but I don't. There were so many trades the last couple days. I don't even want to get into it. We'll have to see how some of them shake out. But what before we come back for NFC preview next week? Anything else you got?
Okay, so I'll correct myself on your guy earlier. So it wasn't third in the league outright. Turns out it was 33rd in the league in field goal percentage. This particular field goal percentage was mid-range.
Oh,
So
okay.
third in the league in mid-range field goal percentage, second in the league in corner threes.
See those two, I can believe. I believe that.
So that's what you got in that guy. And then I saw something, and pardon me, I don't remember this guy's name, but did you see that guy hit like 4 homers?
Nick Hertz, first baseman, rookie first
Yes,
baseman
the
for
rookie.
I guess they're not Oakland anymore, but for the Athletics, yeah. Bananas.
That was insane. I
He
got
went
that
6
ESPN
for
update.
6.
Yes. And I was like, no way. And so I popped it up. And so 4 home runs, a single, and a double. Like, holy crap.
I I if did you watch the video with the sound from the Houston commentators?
No.
Okay. The the disbelief in their voice. Like the first one, it's like, oh well, rookie gets a home run. Whatever. The second one, they're like, oh wow, there's two. By the third one, they're like, what is going on? And then he hits the fourth, and they're like, okay, it's just his day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did see that same thing. It was like that notification comes through, and I'm like, is there a typo?
You have to watch that. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, that was crazy. Trying to think the other things that happened with baseball that were crazy. There've been a couple like little league style, like inside the park home runs because of how funky the bounces are going off the walls in some parks. But like we said, man, with baseball on, with so many games on every night, you're bound to have a fun highlight here or
It's
there.
gonna happen. Yep.
Yeah. Yes, that was that for, especially for a rookie. Crazy story. And we just talked about how hard it is to hit a home run.
Yeah.
Do you see the and Cal Raleigh, the Mariners catcher, Big Dumper is his nickname. He's still leading the league in home runs.
Oh my. All right. Let's see.
I know he was in the
41. Good lord.
yeah, crazy. And I think he's this either hit the record or he was one or two off the record for most home runs before the end of July in a season. So he's like way up there. But cool. It's these guys who it's just a cool story. I don't know, you don't have to root for them. It's like, oh wow, like that's yeah, go do it. Go break the record. Go do this.
He broke it. Oh, according to AI, 45. Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire.
Were most before the end of
End of
July.
July. Yep.
Okay, okay. And he's at 41, you said?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, so
well,
not break it. Sorry.
let's see. It's four tonight.
Keep an eye on that guy.
Uh, yeah, that was a crazy story.
It looks like he did hit one tonight.
No, so it's 42 now.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Heck yeah.
Well, I need to immediately open up my laptop and open up all the tabs to start looking at these NFC teams because it's going to pale in comparison to what Michael will bring. But I got to make sure I contribute something.
Oh, I'm gonna need to take notes and study.
I like the idea of doing the Quizlet too. But yeah, so we'll do that next week. Like I said, my plan was maybe do like a rundown of each team, but definitely the highs and lows. Teams with expectations, teams that are gonna should represent their divisions in the playoffs. But we'll we'll take it from there. Football right around the corner. First game was today.
It's here, yeah.
I will say also, I know you guys are more the college fans. We'll have to set aside some time to talk college too, because I think is that not tomorrow? Obviously, is that next Saturday?
Oh.
When is week 0?
I know Florida State plays Alabama on the 31st, I think. Let's see. Saturday the 23rd, first game. Iowa State, Kansas State, 12 p.m.
Okay, so
That's a
3 weeks from tomorrow.
yes.
Yeah, 3 weeks from, or not tomorrow,
Three weeks
Saturday.
three
But
weeks from Saturday. Yeah.
okay, cool. Okay, well then let's do this. We'll do the 2 NFL previews, and then the week before college, week 0,
Perfect.
or the episode before week 0, we'll dive into college football
Perfect.
because I might need 3 weeks to study up on that because I don't watch college football.
Yeah, that college football is, I don't know all the teams and everything going on with all of them, but that's my
That's your
go-to
jam.
there. Oh yeah.
Um, well, yeah, that's all I got, man. We're gonna get out of here, but we will be football. Football is coming up next couple of weeks. We'll be back.
Yes. Football, football, football. We're stoked.